Financially free with Cleo.
Hey, this is Cleo with CleoYogaFinance.com, and welcome to the first episode of Financially Free with Cleo, a show where we shift mindsets with real and raw money conversations with everyday people, empowering you to take action, appreciate the journey, and live the lifestyle you desire, financially, mentally, and physically. And today we have two very special guests. They're like my brother and sister because we just tight like that. So we have Stephanie Holt. She is a mother of 3 boys. And we have Darnell McClain. He is a national and international professional dancer, singer, and choreographer. Welcome to the show, y'all.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm really excited that you guys are here. So I appreciate y'all taking out the time to sit with me and talk. We already have our talks, you know, just every day through our group texts and just in person when we all connect. But it was very important for me to have y'all on the show because we've known each other since forever. Mm-hmm. And we've been through a lot, good stuff and bad stuff. So I thought it would be really helpful for us to share, you know, not that we're up here saying that we perfect and we got it all together, because I don't. None of us do. No. But I feel like us sharing our stories and just being authentic and vulnerable and real to just inspire somebody else. And it'll help us too, because we're getting it out, sharing with each other like we already do. But we also could help someone else out there. So I'm just excited. Are y'all excited?
Yes.
I'm excited.
I'm a little nervous,
I've been waiting.
I
think
it's more excitement though. I think it's more excitement.
I know.
Y'all used to it. I have do this. So I don't know. But I'm rocking, man.
You go rock it.
I'm rocking out.
Okay.
I have that excitement too, but I'm excited. So let's just jump in there.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with learning about the childhood. You know, where we grew up and how we really started to learn about money as a child or as a teen.
I'll go ahead and pop it off. So, of course, you know, born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee. You know, partially raised by my grandmother and my mother. And then I also have an adopted mother or whatever. But as far as I want to say, I started because of how I was raised or whatever. I think I learned about money, like how to earn money, more so maybe around about my what they call it tween years now. So I was like 8 or 9, 10 years old or whatever when I started taking trash out, you know, because I was just like, I want to go to Quick Sack up the street and get me something to drink. Like, and my mom, she worked 2 jobs, so I was at home by myself a lot or whatever. She didn't neglect me. Let me just put that out there. Just, you know, she had to do what she had to do as a single mom. Yeah. But, you know, so at that point, I think I just called it, let me try to help my mom out and get some money so I don't always have to ask her, because she just, you know, I just noticed that she was just paying for everything. You know, all I wanted was a little now later, a little chip, a little somewhere. Right. So I literally just started knocking on doors and asking people to take out their trash, cut their grass, and things of that nature. And then it just kind of went from there or whatever. So, you know how you see in the old school movies where boys take out the trash and cut grass. That's literally what I was doing, and that's how I started learning about money at an early age. Now, saving, that's a different story.
Oh, yeah. We'll dig deep into that saving piece.
We know you will, Cleo.
Oh, man.
So what about you, Steph, about how you grew up, you know, with your childhood and when you first really started to learn about money?
When I grew up, I was the baby girl. You know, of course, my older sister, she always spoiled me and stuff like that, so I didn't have to worry about nothing. I ain't have no money worries. I mean, when I say my sister spoiled me, Gal just was, woo! Oh, sorry I said gal, but you know that's how I talk. So yeah, she just bought me. She bought me everything, and she did it. So I didn't really learn about money until after I had my first child. So then I had to share my money, and then a person came before me. So I started learning. That's kind of how I learned budgeting and stuff like that through just having kids. I had Corey at 18. So that being the little sister, the kid and stuff, that went out the window. It's like, girl, you got a child now.
Mm-hmm.
So you gonna have to. It's about them. You ask me for something, it's about your child. So yeah, I just learned how to budget and how to learn how to divvy and split my money now because I had a child. And then after that, it just kept going. I had another child and my 3 kids. So shoot, I pretty much coming out of high school, I pretty much was sharing everything and learning how to divvy my money and budget all the time. So I kind of got it down pat. It just, you got to make sure you making the right money
Right.
so you can afford the stuff you want. But I know how to budget and keep it.
I don't think I got it down packed.
I think I got a little bit.
I'm getting better, but
they helped me learn how to budget money. I'm telling you that. When you and 3 other people, shoot.
You got to learn real quick. Like Darnell, like you mentioned about the taking out the trash thing. I think we start to notice more when we become a teenager about how other kids are doing things, and then starting to look at our parents, what they doing and not doing. So we do start to really pick up stuff quicker as a teenager, and especially when we start wanting stuff and maybe our parents can't get it or won't get it, and we start to think about, well, how can I get some of my own money,
It's like, I'm getting me a job.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then like with the being a parent at a young age, of course I can relate too. But it's like it does force you to like figure stuff out real quick.
It does.
Even though you still make mistakes, it's like it's different from just learning how to be an adult with money, just you versus you and another life. So we learn real quick. Even just getting out of high school, you just had to learn stuff so fast. So I just feel like with me, it was like trial and error. Like my mom, my dad didn't teach me about money. I mean, my parents was no longer together when I was like really young, maybe 4 or 5. It was so long ago, I don't even remember. But I just remember my mom being a single parent, me and my older sister in the household, and I just would notice certain things. Like, I knew she never really told us no. She would just figure out some kind of way to make it happen. I just didn't really think, as a kid, you don't really wonder how they make it, how they get stuff done. You just know, if I wanted to be in an activity, she'd figure it out. If I asked for some new shoes, she would figure out some type of way to get it. But like later on in my like teen years, and then even after, like right after high school, I started to kind of notice like certain things, struggles like financially or whatever, whether if it was having struggle paying certain bills like electricity or water. And then once I started working at like KFC as a teenager, then I started to realize, okay, as a teenager, you think you're making a lot because you're getting, like, I think the biggest check I got at KFC was like $700. That was because I was working overtime, like during like spring break one time. I was working like every day, like all day and like all evening for like a whole week. And I thought I was balling. But just like you, like either my mom, Frida, or Angela, my sister, was paying my phone bill. So I didn't have to pay for stuff. I think I was a little spoiled too. But once I became an adult with a kid,
man, it changed your life.
It really do.
I didn't get the luxuries of being spoiled.
I
I was a hustler.
Well, as a teen, spoiled, but as I became an adult, it just totally changed.
It shifted immediately for me. I was like, oh wow, okay, yeah. Then obviously it didn't kill me because I popped it out.
It was backwards with me though. Like as a child, I had to hustle. Like even through high school, I had to hustle, whatever. I was that guy who was known, can I have $1 or whatever. Like
at school?
Yeah, like at school or whatever. Like I would have it, but I would never have enough.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I was just like, dang, I need like a quarter.
Change.
Yeah.
Right.
Or whatever. But I mean, I grew out of it or whatever. But I can still hustle.
Right.
But
yeah, you can. I know that.
like my spoiled part came in my adulthood, and I think that part of it was when my uncle realized my drive or whatever, and then that's when my adopted mom, I call her my adopted mom or whatever, came into my life and kind of realized it just kind of faded out. I think it's still recording. Yeah.
Okay. I don't even know.
We still here.
Was the green dot still showing?
Yeah, the green dot's still showing.
Okay, I guess it might be doing that thing.
So
and maybe because
I think it goes to sleep. It's gonna go to sleep, but it'll still record.
Okay, cool.
Or whatever. No, you fine, girl.
We
or
can,
whatever.
we can just like chop that part.
Okay,
please.
'cause
But
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
It's cool.
so I think they just kind of noticed, like me struggling when I was telling them like things that were going on in my life. So them two kind of collectively, not knowing at first, and then they realized because my uncle, and then they finally met or whatever and like talked. So she knew my uncle, whatever, like when we was in the band or whatever.
Yeah.
And so that's when I experienced the spoiled life. Like, ooh, this is what this feels like to kind of get what you want. And it kind of led on into my 20s. I shook my 20s, y'all. Let me just tell y'all, I shook my 20s. Financially, I shook them. And then, of course, I'm a part of the LGBTQ X, Y, and Z community or whatever. I had a boyfriend too. Oh my gosh!
We went straight from childhood up to adult years
there.
now.
Yeah,
Straight on into that now.
straight on into it. I'm just saying because I didn't get to. I don't have the childhood stories.
Yeah, so so we can go on right into
of
it. That's
being spoiled or whatever.
Yeah.
I just know I had to get out there and get it on my own or whatever. But then those years came, so it was opposite for me.
Yeah, opposite for you. Yeah.
As for y'all
Yeah.
y'all had it during childhood, then adult life. Me, I got it during adult life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then those walls quickly came crashing down.
Oh,
you didn't shift it like
But
that.
I ain't gonna get into the. Ooh, I ain't gonna-
not too deep.
Nah,
But hey,
not
we-
too-
whatever you feel
I
comfortable.
know. I
sharing.
feel like that question is coming, so I'm gonna try to save it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because I'll give my whole story.
Man,
And even when I say like spoiled, not that we definitely wasn't rich or anything like that, but we was far from rich. But I didn't feel poor.
We didn't feel poor.
There you go.
You know,
Yeah,
like-
I never felt
Like
poor.
now that I look back on it, I know that my mom didn't make a lot of money at all. And I know a lot can mean different things to people. But when I look back on it, I was like, wow, like I overall was like happy with my childhood. Like, I noticed certain things she struggled with, but overall I never felt like, I mean, we had clothes to wear, you know.
Right.
I had a roof, lights.
Yeah, we had.
food.
I always had
Asked
extra
for.
money to, like when
She
I was at
work. She
when
let
I
them-
was at Pearl,
Mhm.
I didn't just have. I mean, I had a little free lunch, but
Oh, we all did.
course.
but
I
also
was
had
shaking that
extra
free
money.
lunch.
I had sometimes I get 2 chicken sandwiches at school.
I
or
was
2
shaking that free
pizzas.
lunch.
Man, good stuff.
Don't play with me.
make
Oh, I
it
was so mad when that one year they was like, you no longer get free, you get reduced.
I
When
know.
I say the 30 cent was killing me, I was like, how am I supposed to get 30 cent every day for lunch?
No,
It was like, wow, you really gonna make me pay for this
Yeah, that's
lunch?
wrong.
it would get
Oh, it's
frustrating because it add
bogus.
up. You be like 30. Well, okay, we ain't in school 30 days, but you 5 days a
That's
week.
why they used to send it. My mom used to just send it. They send it all at one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for the whole.
I didn't have that luxury, so
I mean,
that free lunch, yeah.
you
So
think
that
about
when they
it,
said I had to pay 30 cents, that happened to me in high school. But
it adds
luckily,
up.
it
in high
happened.
school, yeah.
It happened around when I was working or whatever. So
Okay.
it was
So it wasn't
like,
nothing for you,
yeah, I was like, okay, I guess I won't be coming through this lunch line no more.
Oh, that's a flashback. The free
Man.
lunch.
I'm
Okay.
telling you.
So next, I want you all to share at least one money experience. It could be a good experience or a bad experience, like either during your adult years, and it could be something that relates to relationships, friendships, family, career, business. It could relate to anything, but something that you feel was one of the most memorable moments and that could probably help someone else too. I know so many, huh?
Yeah.
First of all, let me do this. Gotta make sure you straight on camera.
Oh, thank you. Hey,
Oh,
sometimes,
girl, what
Oh,
else?
my, that's good, dude.
But yeah.
Let me see. For me, you said just one.
I
For
think
now, yeah, you can share one.
Okay,
Yeah.
for now, it was when I first got a finance car.
Mm-hmm.
Just jumping out there just because they kept offering me a car and they were saying you get a brand new car off the lot. And I ended up getting a nice, I think I had 40 miles on a sports car and this and that. And I didn't do no homework on it. Didn't know about rates and all that type of stuff. And just let the people give me a high expensive note. And I was fresh out of high school, and I'm like, I just ended up, and that, ever since I got a car, and I just had this car note and this car note that I always just got stuck in the cars and have a car note, and that just really just traumatized me. No, I'm sorry. But no, it just that one choice can live with you for a little while, man.
Yeah.
So it's like nobody told me about it. Nobody said anything about you need to check it. I mean, I went by myself to get the car. I ain't have nobody really say, it just was, somebody's going to give me a new car that's nice, and I could pay for that because I think I was still living with my mom. So I didn't have no bills and all. I was like, all I got to do is work to pay the car note.
Right.
But I ain't think about once that work stopped.
Exactly.
The car note didn't. So it's like, I just got myself in some debt.
It's like, it is frustrating. Like you said, you went by yourself. So it's like, now I know it's like, it may not be wise, especially for a young woman to go by herself to a car lot. Because not saying all car salesmen try to take advantage of people, but it happens a lot where a woman come by herself. She may be treated differently than if a man was with her or if a man came by herself. So it's like, and then you said the high expensive car note. I'm sure the interest rate might have been high too. So it's just like you're thinking, oh, I got a new car, but is this really a good deal for me? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, then you start thinking about how much you probably really put into the car. You know, sometimes when you do have a car note that's high or high interest rate, it's like you paying way more than the car is really worth. And it's like, it's a learning experience though. But I've been that way too. I went by myself. Like, I usually didn't know to, even if it's, like, take any guy with you. Like, they will definitely try to, like, treat you differently. Even when you go to, like, repair shops and stuff.
Yes,
they
I was just gonna
treat
say
you
it.
differently, you know. But, hey, at least we know we learn from it.
Man.
They
That's
do
the
it
most
to the
important
gays,
thing.
too.
Mm-hmm.
They
I
do
can
it.
see that.
They
I can
do
see
it
that,
all the time, and I have to check them. Hey, baby. Don't play that game
Right.
over here.
I'm here.
I'm not the
here.
one.
I'm not the one.
No, I got time today, too.
Ooh. Oh.
So what about you, Darnell?
It took me a minute to grasp. I got like a lot of. It took me a minute to really grasp things financially. I guess I just start early off. The most typical thing, credit cards in college. I think I got like 3 of them bad boys. Then I got 2. I got offered 2, and I got offered another one. Raised the rate on one of them because I could. Then turn around and got 2. I got like a what do you call it? Like a Gap card, Express card, like a clothing store, and I was just kind of going. Ooh, I was just going crazy. I was going how out crazy, but did not really understanding the choice of paying them off and being consistent with it. Because I will say, I was paying them off. Not off, but I was paying like the bill, but no one told me about like the consistency of when you pay it off, stop or cut the card up and just build your credit. I didn't get those talks.
Right.
All I got was the parents saying, don't you take those credit cards when you get to college. And you know, anytime your parent tells you don't do something, that's like the magic red button that you gotta push. So it's like, why are you telling me that I can't have these credit cards, but you over here flogging and living life, swiping left and right.
Right.
I want to experience what you experience too. Make it make sense, sir.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
let me know what's going on.
Yeah.
So of course I took the cards, and I just didn't do good on them. But I mean, I was young. I was like 18 years old. I was paying my car note.
Right.
Like, I was paying that.
Right.
I mean, I think that's like the only thing responsible I did with the credit card was pay my car note, because I ended up paying off my car.
Yeah.
But that was it. I was going shopping and everything, so
Get new outfits and stuff.
like, and I had I just.
That's what I got.
I had just started off into the lifestyle too, like
Yeah.
and I didn't know about fashion, so I had like 2 close friends that were kind of like my big brothers or whatever. Shouts out to them, because without them, I don't know where I would be in this community or whatever. But they really like taught me what to do, what not to do, how to act, and all this, that, and the third. But they was very fashionable, so I was trying to keep up with them. And I was like, y'all got what? Oh, let me.
Right.
I got it too, you know. So
You're not trying to be looking
Don't leave me
right.
out.
You looking
Right, yeah,
average,
you gotta
looking
raggedy,
average
looking
and
nice.
raggedy. Yeah,
Exactly.
our community will do that to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
It will do
Okay.
that to you.
I had the same experience with the credit cards. Like I didn't. Nobody in my family talked to me about money at all. So when I graduated from high school, had Destiny, and went to college. Like I just knew. Even with the college thing, I just knew I fill out the FAFSA, sign up for student loans, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody really talked about trying to find ways to go to school with grants or scholarships or getting like your costs reduced in some type of way. So I just had all them student loans. Then of course you start getting all the credit card offers. Like I had got Bank of America, and I got a Target credit card. But the Target credit card was an in-store Target credit card for like $200. So I would use it and I was paying it off. Then they was like, oh, we're going to increase it to $1,000. Okay, I'm like 18, 19 years old with $1,000 at Target. Of course I'm going to max it out.
All right.
So I maxed that out. But I was paying it off because, I couldn't afford it, but I was getting the refunds. So I would use the refunds, the school refunds, which really, it was all student loans. I would pay off the car, and then it was like, oh, well, no longer is this not going to be a Target in-store credit card, but it's going to be a Target Visa. You can use it anywhere, and we're going to raise your limit to $5,000. I said, I'm rich. Like, that's the type of mindset I had. I didn't really think this is still debt. You're going to have to pay this back, and plus interest and fees if you don't pay it back on time. But at the time, I wasn't thinking about that.
Exactly.
I just was living paycheck to paycheck.
Yep.
I was just going with the flow, trying to keep up, like you said, like trying to keep up with friends in certain ways, like buying clothes, knowing I couldn't really afford it or didn't really need it. So that's why I just think about the beginning, like compared to us now. Like we're not perfect, but you be thinking like, ooh, the stuff I used to do back then.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it now. I wouldn't dare.
I wouldn't
Only I
dare.
But we was younger, so we just really didn't know no better. But at the same time, I think we all know we wasn't gonna use it as an excuse to keep mismanaging money.
Exactly.
Although we are still learning, but those credit cards is a big thing because they can get you caught up, just like with the payday loans.
Oh,
Man, I was in the payday loan cycle
I was in there
to the
for a
point
while.
where I was
felt
just
like,
like,
I ain't never gonna get out of debt with these people, man.
yeah, because you know how they do. You go pay it off, and they
And
be
you
like,
gotta
"Oh, you don't
get
have to
it
pay it
back.
off. Just write another check
Man.
or just pay the little fee,
That's
and then
the
you can just
devil.
roll it over
Payday
and
loan
start
is the devil,
again."
man.
And it got to the point where I literally would close checking accounts.
Yeah, just to.
So I wouldn't.
Man,
It was
that's
so
a shame.
trifling.
I was living like, oh
Then
my
we started
God,
talking
I
about the
just remember
trifling
that now.
stuff I used to do.
That's serious.
That's a whole nother segment about the trifling things that we used
Yeah,
to
I
do
don't wanna,
to
let's
survive.
Next question.
Oh, I
Right.
would like to get into it because I just feel
No.
like as any young people who are watching this podcast, I would just like to say that is what you call paying your dues. You got to learn. Someone is always going to be there to tell you, no, don't do this, but it's
Right.
ultimately up to you whether you're going to take that risk or not.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, you're going to take that risk.
Right.
But we're
now
trying to give you the knowledge to take the risk, but
But now, luckily, they have these options.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can just research and try to figure out and look at people talking about it and see, ooh, is this a good, money making decision or a good money
Exactly.
decision? We didn't have no
Exactly,
internet
but
to pull
all-
up and look
and-
for
and
it.
that's
So
what
they
I'm
don't really have
saying,
excuse
so-
now as to why they would do that.
because they could be
true.
just a
Or
little bit
research
more
the information.
responsible with their risk as well.
Right.
Like, okay, if I do take this car, at least pay
Exactly.
the interest or the rates or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
We didn't know any of that. I'm just out here living lavish. Like,
Yeah.
come on, give me
Yeah.
these shoes or
That's
whatever.
it. We didn't have
Like,
that.
yeah.
I mean,
so.
it is what it is. We learned the hard way.
Yeah,
so.
we learn lessons. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the most important part, that we learn from it and can teach somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
Not to make the same mistakes, although people got to make their own mistakes,
We do.
but at least we can share like what we actually been through
Exactly.
and where we came from it.
Yep.
All right, next. So, what is your biggest money mistake and your best money decision?
You don't wanna-
Wow. Biggest money mistake.
I made a lot of them. What you
In,
mean?
in
Didn't I
the
just
in
say
the
'em?
in the realm of what though? Like,
It could be anything that deals with finances, money, something that you would consider as, it doesn't have to be the biggest, but just one of the biggest mistakes you felt like that you've made. like for me, I feel like one of my biggest was when I paid $2,500 for someone to fix my credit, but it was because I was desperate. And you do stuff that you normally wouldn't do when you're desperate. Because some people would think, like, are you crazy, Cleo? $2,500 for somebody to fix your credit?
Yeah.
But
it could have been $25 in like your account.
You know, at that time, I was still getting a refund, so I had my refund and I used that, and I felt like that was going to help me get me a new car because I didn't have one at the time. And the one I had broke down, and someone referred this person to me, and I paid the fee, and it ended up getting to a situation where they took the fee and they didn't do anything really, and I'm having to trying to take them to court. But I feel like that was my biggest because I was in a desperate position. I spent so much money trying to do an easy fix when I really should have tried to either do my research on this person or try to learn how to do it myself, you know. But I feel like when you're in a desperate position, you got to be careful of the decisions that you're trying to make when you're desperate, because most of the time it's not a good decision. And I probably should have maybe had some conversations with some people before I really made that decision too. I think that's important, is talking with people that you trust, of course, to help you make certain decisions before you actually like make the decision.
Okay.
Ooh, wow.
I mean, yeah, we all have long lists of biggest mistakes, but just one you want to share.
I just have so many, but what's one that would be beneficial to the program, though?
Oh, no, just speak from your mind, your heart, whatever you feel like sharing that you feel is like your biggest mistake.
For me, I'm just thinking about one. It's when I had a car paid off, and I just felt like I just had to keep getting the car maintenance, you know. And I was like, I'm tired of getting this car fixed. I might as well just give me another one. And then you get to that point where when you're young, and that's the thing growing up from where we're from and stuff, that tax time you go get you another one. You see what I'm saying? So I think I fell into that trap one time, and then I could have just I feel like now, the stuff that I know now, I could have easily just got the car fixed with the lump sum of money and still had no car note. But instead I wanted something that just rolled and I didn't have to get fixed. And just now I'm paying a car note, I'm stuck with a note. Yeah. So that was one of my biggest mistakes.
Because I'm really thinking. I was so trifling.
Give us the trifling story.
Oh my God.
Spit it out.
I'm really like scanning my brain like you trifling, like you don't did some things or whatever. But like you said, I did them out of desperation to fix this situation or whatever. You know what? I will say this. Now, side note, I'm not saying this is a scam or nothing like that.
Okay.
I think my biggest mistake was going to a fancy school in New York and not really being able financially to pay for it, because my school was like 36 something, a lot. Wow. It was a lot of money or whatever. And I had got some scholarships, but my loans were just humongous. Now, thankfully, I paid those off or whatever.
Yeah.
But it just took me a minute or whatever. And one of the ways how I paid them off or whatever was like tax time. I just said take it and, go towards my tax or whatever. And I actually had paid it down. I think I was in such a rush because I had just finished at Alabama State and Nashville State, but I was such in a rush to really get into my profession of what I wanted to do, and I felt like that's the school that needed. And instead of like just actually taking my time financially or writing the letters to get as much as free money as I could or whatever, I just kind of rushed it and just went and was just signing or whatever. And one of the things I did was, you know what? No, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, keep it real.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the story or whatever. So one of the things is that I got a Parent Plus loan in my grandmother's name. Okay. Now this whole entire time I was in school, I don't think she knew that I had the Parent Plus loan or whatever because she was just signing papers. She had to sign papers for me or whatever.
Okay.
So this whole entire time, I was very uneasy in my process of school.
Yeah.
Because my grandmother was someone who I really, really, really respected or whatever, like hands down, you know, spoke very highly of her, would have loved her dearly. And I was just like, you know how some just eat at your conscience or whatever, you just like, man, you know better than that now, Darnell. You know you weren't supposed to do that or whatever. And I couldn't really function the way that I needed to in school because it would just eat me not every day, but it'd be some times where I had to go to the financial office and do something. I would have to do things of that nature, whatever. And then I think one day I came home for Easter or something like that, and we went over my aunt's, and I stayed with my grandmama or whatever, always go see your family when you come home from college. And she told me in the car, she said, I know you got that Parent Plus loan in my name. And I was like, ooh. Y'all, when I say I just knew the backhand was coming.
Did you get in trouble?
No.
Okay.
She said,
Wow, that's
she said, you know, I know you did it because you needed to get in school. Yeah. And as long as you do what you're supposed to do, I'm okay with it. And then she said, sidebar, because you're going to be here longer than me, so you're going to have to pay it back anyway.
Yeah,
I was
like, I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, she said, I'm not paying for it or whatever. But she said, I understand. And she said, you know, I was doing really well in school. Yeah. And she was just like, just make something of yourself if you're going to do it. So from that point on, when I say I flourished in school, because it was like, wow, it's been lifted off my shoulder or whatever. It was lifted off my shoulder. So I like flourished in school or whatever and finished. But that, like, for a year and a half, that eating on you or whatever.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, ooh, because you know, and especially when you respect somebody or whatever. But
stressed about it too.
Desperation.
Yeah.
When you desperate, you do what you got to do to survive in this life.
And I've had to make those types of decisions a lot. Being a mother of 3 by myself, real early.
Like you
gotta think fast.
You gotta think
do
fast.
Whatever it takes to feed your kids, man. I'm telling you. So I know.
And so
Still will.
So like that was like a life lesson or whatever. I was like, I'm never doing no mess like that again. Like I was like, I ain't never, especially to somebody who you really respect and love. Yeah. Or whatever. It was just kind of like, but when she said it, she's like, I knew what I was signing. Look, she was in there. She was like, I knew what I was signing or whatever. I ain't no dummy. I was
like, I know.
She said, I know or whatever. Yeah. So I guess to her, I don't know. I guess she just felt like I needed to know that she knew, because she knew I was coming around or whatever. Because I would always be uneasy around my grandmother too, like or whatever. So I guess she just kind of was like, let me go ahead and break this ice so he can do what he needs to do.
Let him be him.
Or whatever, so that's one of my biggest money moments.
Well, at least she had that support and that she didn't like attack you or like.
Oh yeah, because it could have went the other way where she could have said, "I'm breaking the law. I'm calling the police on you."
Yeah,
fraud.
Some families
don't care or whatever.
No, they don't. Yeah.
But like I said, growing up the way that I grew up, she was just like, I understand.
That's good.
Or whatever. So I was like, I've always been forever and grateful and thankful. That's one of the reasons why I kind of strive in what I do. Right. In my profession is because she gave me that. What's the word I'm looking for? That drive, that support that I needed, that encouragement or whatever that I needed to, move along in that process. But okay, enough about me.
I mean, what is the good stuff?
So what do you feel like is your best money decision? One of your best money decisions?
I think I'm still looking for it.
Well, I don't have like, you got some good stuff?
You go first.
I mean, I don't really. That's what I'm saying. I don't really have. For me, it's good for me. Yeah. So, if that's what you want to say, but for others, So for me, I feel like all the money that I've invested in my boys, and just playing sports all these years since they was 5. Yeah. And I would always say, I'm like, I would tell them all the time, I'm like, listen, y'all better go pro or something with all this money I'm spending. I'm gonna beat you down. I got a lot of money I'm spending on y'all. I'm putting in on y'all. But then and so even though now they're getting older, and some of them out of the 3, they're just like, I don't know if I want to go pro. You kind of had it, and they like, I don't know if I want to go pro now. I just want to do something else. Something else is, whatever they want. And I'm not the type that's going to push them to do something that they don't want to do, even though I've invested in it. It's just what it is. I wouldn't want anybody to do it to me. But for my own sake, I was like, what was the good part about me doing this if they didn't go pro? But for me, it was all these years I've kept them out of trouble. So that was a good investment for me because I was always busy.
Well,
So
that's a good one.
I feel like that was a dope investment. I have to think about it, even if they don't go pro or not. So that's for anybody that if you invest in your kids, stop pushing them to just really go pro. Just it's keeping them active, it's keeping them out of trouble. So that's a good investment.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like
That's
that.
what I think.
Yes.
For me.
Right. I think that'll help other parents too.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes as parents we spend all this time and money and stuff, or we just want to see them be this pro athlete. That you have to remember, they may get to a point where they're like, this is not really what I want.
Right,
I was enjoying it, and I probably thought I did want to do this, but now I don't. So like you're saying, you support them whether if they want to go pro or if they don't, and they good boys and not into any trouble out here acting a fool. So like you said, for you, that's still good investment.
That's my good investment.
I'm a prime example of that. I danced from 6 all the way until I was 18, and then when I graduated, I was like, I'm not dancing no more. When I say it blew everybody over, because I just felt like, I don't know, I just felt like I wasn't getting that, the support I needed from like the school that I was in or whatever. And I was just like, well, I don't want to go through this if this is how the life is going to be. Of course, that all changed, but
exactly,
it all changed. But yeah, it happens. Like it really does happen when you do something from a young age, and you get there and you just like, I don't really want to do this no more.
Yeah, it's not fun for me either. Like when fun come out of it, and it start to feel like it's a job. Obligation, a job. It's like, take me out. Take me out, coach.
Yeah. So, Darnell,
Ooh.
what's one biggest or best money decision you feel like you've made?
I feel like I don't have.
Now, don't underestimate yourself.
It could be. Look what I just used.
But that's a big thing to me in my eyes.
Okay,
I feel like that's a big thing because with the way that the system is going with our black men or whatever, you know what I'm saying.
This could be something that this could be something small or big.
I think mine is more small. I think
you may think it's small. We may not.
Right.
Go ahead. I'm just saying.
For me, I think it was just learning how to save. Once I turned professional, I really learned how to like budget my money and save. Now I still have some moments where I was just like, "Ooh, what am I doing here?" Or whatever. Like I really did,
Oh yeah.
Like Cleo know or whatever. But I ain't faking no funk now. But
don't do that.
But I think when I turned pro, look at me when I turned pro. That was like learning how to save and budget money and actually saying no to certain things. And another thing was what I recently just started this year because of you was investing into stock. That's something I've always wanted to do, like for years. And then this year we was in a pandemic or whatever.
That pandemic and her, it just kind of connect. It's like okay,
it was
got
a
time
pandemic.
today.
Yeah,
Get to it.
And I had savings
time.
again. I said, okay, when you was like, I'm gonna bless you guys with blah blah blah.
She loved blessing people.
She loved blessing.
I love her for it.
She need to bless me again. But anyways, so that's that. I think that's one of my biggest moments of what'd you say? Happy moments.
Best money decision.
My best money. One of my best money decisions was learning how to budget, learning how to actually save and investing into stock or whatever. Now I'm still looking at them stocks like when they gonna pop up because I want the big dreams, but I'm being patient because I know it takes years. But just the fact that I did it, or whatever, I was just like, ooh, I never thought.
That's your accomplishment. That's what I'm saying. Who
You said you thought that was small,
right?
I still think it's small.
It's your goals for yourself.
I guess so.
That you meet on your own, not everybody else. What you think?
Okay, whatever. Don't beat up on Darnell.
I learned that way too. Whatever.
Y'all so silly. Okay, so next up, Darnell, this is a question for you. So, what was the moment you decided that you wanted a career in the entertainment industry, And how has it impacted your finances or other areas of your life?
Ooh, the moment. Let's see. Okay. Let me, because I want to wrap this up. I don't want to be all day because I can go forever.
Right.
Right, and she gonna agree with it.
Keep it detailed and cute.
Girl,
and short.
petty. She's so petty.
Stop playing so much. I'm not in the mood with y'all today.
She's so petty. Let's see. I want to say
Woo! Oh man, I can't.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Oh my gosh. So, like I said, I've been dancing since I was 6 or whatever. Then I said I wanted to stop after I graduated from high school. Then I was on the dance team at Alabama State, the collected dance team. One of the first original members. Thank you. That's still going today. Just want to throw that out there. She hates me. But no, anyway, so right there, I kind of like thrived in the dance community at Alabama State. And I said, wow, this is something that I think I made a mistake in quitting or whatever, because it was just something that I was so good at. And I remember my cheerleading coach I got kicked off the cheerleading team. Oh, my mouth was reckless.
Man, it been reckless.
Yeah, right. Anyways, whatever. But and then I ended up joining the dance team, and my cheerleading coach, I thought she hated me or whatever, but she came up to me and she was just like, "It was meant. You weren't meant to be no cheerleader." She was like, I just see your whole heart and soul out there on that floor. And she said, you right where you belong. And she said, I just want you to know that ain't no love lost or whatever. Yeah. So that's where you want to be. So right then and there, I was kind of like, okay, maybe it's something here or whatever. And I think I was talking to one of my friends who went to AMDA, that's America's Musical and Dramatic Academy of New York, school I went to, 07. She was talking to me, and she said, you need to come check this out. Like, this it's cool up here or whatever. And this is a school like solely for us. Cause I just was not about the math, English and all this stuff. I was just like, girl, I'm over this. Like, this ain't what I'm trying to do.
Right. Yeah. When it's
or whatever. Like, I'm just trying to kick, split, turn and sing. Like,
fun stuff.
Simple.
So went up there. And it was just, once I learned the business, I was like, okay, I'm ready to go. Like this is it. Or what was the other question? Because I want to bleed into the.
This was the, you choosing a career in the entertainment industry. How has it impacted your finances or other areas of your life?
Okay, yeah. So, it took me a little minute to. Once I finished with school, came back home. It took me a little minute. I had got a job with Royal Caribbean, whatever, and I ain't telling that part because I don't want nobody to be no fool in love. But I had got a job with Royal Caribbean, but for unforeseen reasons, I didn't take the job. Figure it out. I ain't gonna get into it or whatever. But another episode, not because Lele gonna cuss me out when she see this podcast. She hear it too. She gonna be like, oh, so you did that? Okay. But yeah, so I really just slick toed on myself. But yeah, so it took a little minute or whatever for me to like get back on track, because like I said, I'm part of the LGBT community. I started J-setting or whatever, but I was like doing little side gigs, we was like doing neon kisses, a lot of stuff or whatever. I had like a little opportunity to like work with one of the Titans cheerleaders captains or whatever. I was always so amazed by them or whatever, NFL cheer. And I think I hit a brick wall, and this is going back to when I said about me being spoiled, was I got cut off from everybody. I got cut off from my boyfriend, my grandma, my uncle, and Milele, like all at the same time. So I kind of like had to learn how to hustle again. So my only thought process was to let's go back to school. Yeah. So my school had got a bachelor's program. I was going to go back, didn't go. Yeah. So no, wasn't financially able to go. Okay. And but I was fortunate enough to my big sis or what was like, well, just come stay with me, and went up there, and that's when I got a second chance. I call it a second chance with NCL or whatever, and then
Yeah.
that's when things for me financially changed
Yeah.
for the better. When I was able to come home and buy a car, I ain't never been able to do no
That's
mess
an
like that.
accomplishment.
Yeah.
Like, you know
You
what I'm
shoulda used
saying?
that, see?
Yeah.
I guess so. Whatever. You know,
When
I
live
look
your
at these
life you
things,
doing, you don't look at it as
yeah,
it's
because
just something
I'm
you
like,
doing to
that's
get
life.
through.
It's
It's fine,
I'm being responsible.
Right.
That's it. Responsible.
Responsible, you know. So I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to
Yeah.
make the money. I'm supposed to
Yeah,
have
you feel
enough.
like you're supposed to, but that was just you hadn't did it before, so that's something that you accomplished.
yeah.
for the first
So
time.
thank you, friend.
You know.
See, sometimes we do kind of underestimate
I
certain
said
stuff we've been
that.
through, but
Yeah.
then we realize that was something that was really big or important. So it's like it's
Exactly.
worth it to like acknowledge it and share it.
That's why I said
Yeah.
other people look at it as a big accomplishment, as you look at it as just.
Yeah, I was just
life,
like,
what you're
okay,
doing.
I'm making. This is what I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be doing. I
Yeah.
got a job. I'm a professional,
Right.
like a professional
Yeah.
now or
Yeah.
whatever. I'm making the money. I'm saving. I remember when I
Yeah.
first got my first check, y'all.
I bet.
Oh
I
my
know
God, I
you
had
Yeah.
never seen so many numbers on a paycheck before. I was like,
So you
wow.
probably have to stare at it like,
Oh, I was scared to spend it. Somebody had to tell me it's okay. Like I literally was just stacking
Right.
money
I
and,
can
and
only
like
imagine.
pinching. It's
Yeah.
like that's your money. You just
yeah,
you know, make sure you
man.
take care of life or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
but enjoy something.
But yeah, that was a moment where about my professionalism. That's when things financially for me changed. Was when I took on that first gig or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I've been down through that.
I
baby.
know.
Here we
See,
are.
we could tell stories all day.
Oh
Man,
yeah,
I'm telling you,
I
we
got
gonna
some
keep it so- Man,
stories.
y'all already know. It's crazy.
All right, Steph.
Oh Lord, what you gonna ask me, girl? Don't you
what
take
you
it
got
down.
for me?
Don't
So,
you take it down.
how do you feel your experience as a mother has impacted your finances and prepared you for other areas of your life?
These questions are so hard.
They are, but they're not. You just,
Like, why
you
would
just
you
want
do
to
that
pick.
to
Which one do
us?
I want to talk about?
Making us
Talk about it
dig a little deep.
No.
Okay, but yeah. All right. What was the question?
How do you feel your experience as a mother has impacted your finances and prepared you for other areas of your life?
Okay. So yeah, I feel like this is just from to start. I feel like the very first time where I shifted from being dependent, because when I had Corey, my oldest son, to independent, of course, as I kept having my children. But the thing that shifted for me, because even though I had all of them, I had their dad. You know, he was my high school sweetheart, so he was around and doing, you know, and so I didn't feel it, the single parent thing like that for a while. And then, but what really shifted and what changed it was when the kid's dad went to jail for 3 years. So that's when I just became like the ultimate and serious, quick, just out of nowhere, single mom. So I was like, oh, for real? You mean tell me I gotta raise these 3 kids by myself and been gone like that? So you just like, oh man. So you start making just, man. Then I had to move and get, you know, and I didn't grow up with just being able to just live with people and just, you know, just and not have bills and not have to pay stuff. So I felt like I was paying bills. Excuse me. I was paying bills and live with my mom, and I was still having to follow rules like I was a child. And then I had 3 kids. Nah, we ain't doing that. Like I'm a whole grown woman now. So I think I could tell myself what to do. Okay?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get out your house, mama. So I went on the move, and then you know that's when I started feeling just real life, man. Like the bills, then you got your kids, and you got a little bit of help, but you're on your own out there. So you just start just making a little bit, you know, you like you said, you get desperate, like, you know, the kids, they could, especially, now I got more desperate, especially around the holidays. That's when I would just make stupid decisions. Like you go get a whole, you know how you used to get those layaways and stuff, you get used to spending money you don't even get, just for the kids to wake up with some stuff under the tree the whole time you done missed a bill.
Yeah.
Car note about to get, you know.
Yeah. I feel
So, you know, it's just stuff that you wouldn't have done if you didn't have kids. And you just making those little stupid financial decisions. And then later on, you're like, man, I'm still just... Really, Steph, you could have did better with that because that stuff wasn't even that serious.
Right.
and getting all that stuff. So you like, but it is what it is. The stuff you do, because my kids will forever remember that. So it's just like whatever. But it's like
Right,
we
they'll
could have
always
been
have
in a
that
better
memory of-
space if y'all didn't get them Xboxes and PS4s and stuff or something. But
Yeah. I know it's hard not to do that because we feel like obligated to get our kids stuff, and then we don't want the kids to be like the only kids to not have gifts and stuff. So we do stuff like that to make sure they have it, even if we missing bills and stuff.
Yeah.
But then later we realize that, you know, it's okay to not have gifts this year.
Bam.
You know, it's like, yeah, you don't want to say that, or you don't want the kids to experience it, but it's like you think about, so you want to keep doing this cycle every Christmas,
So
you
you
know?
just looking stupid
It's
and
like
broke.
you really got to think about, okay, how can I be more prepared next year if I at least, or maybe not buy as much gifts as I usually do.
just
Maybe
one
I
or
can
two,
scale
something,
back a little bit.
just one little thing that's real, that matters. Like, you
But
know,
I've
kind of
definitely
take
been
it
there.
down a notch instead of just having a lot of gifts on the tree. I think I don't even know if that's I guess that's everybody does that. It's just having a lot of gifts. But some people are just more prepared.
Right. That's
We
true.
used to wait to the last minute and just cram it all in, and then you sitting there playing with bill money when you supposed to have been buying that stuff a long time ago.
I would say my mother
It's
was
gonna go in
really
the
good
trash
about
later.
that. She was really good about Christmas or whatever. Not to dip off your schedule or whatever, but I just noticed that when y'all said that, I was like, oh, my mom was pretty good about that. She would ask me what I wanted, and she would get the big thing, and then everything else would be clothes and shoes.
Yeah.
And socks or whatever. Like I always got the Sega Genesis, the go kart, the BB gun. Like I got the big stuff, rollerblades, whatever. And then so I think I would have like maybe 3 or 4 big gifts. And to be honest, those were the only things that I cared about.
Yeah, the other stuff was just like that.
When
You
I-
remember that come open the rest. When you tell me to come open the rest, that means I didn't want it. Okay?
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I wanted.
When I saw the Sega Genesis,
I was done.
it was a get up and go to my room.
Right.
That
And
means
she
you
said,
did a job, Mom.
"You not finna." I said, "You did what you were supposed to do."
did that right, babe.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
She said, "But you
Come
got
back,
another."
Come back. No, I don't
No,
care what
I'm
that
good.
is that the controller?
Is that right? Is that an extra controller?
Otherwise, I'm
Because
in my
what?
room with it.
Man, my mom
now,
was like,
right.
"You're not gonna open up your gifts." I said,
Man,
"I think
this matters.
is-"
Right.
This
This
gift
is what I
matters.
really been looking
Yeah.
for.
And when I say I literally moved the gifts out the way,
Yeah, you
she
know
said,
which one
"How
it is,
do
because the whole
even
time you've been looking
know?"
on the tree shaking it, trying to
She
see.
said, "Yeah."
Straight
I
for that
know.
Sega.
Man, I was
Yes.
like,
I
oh,
love me some
Therapy.
Sega Genesis, boy.
she could have got that. Could have been the only thing that she got me, and I
Then
would have
it
been
was done.
like,
That's what I'm saying. If you think about those small things but you just was worried about how much was how to look under the tree for other people and other people's liking, really. But
Right.
and the whole time you just to have your kids something to open. But that's just
So
what they've
learn
shown
from
us
this,
on TV and
people.
stuff all the time.
just get them what they,
They won't. Thank you.
Don't worry about having 10, 15 gifts. I'm telling y'all from experience. As an only
As a
child too,
parent.
shoot,
Don't
Yeah.
you do it.
don't do it. I guarantee you. They be
That
like,
one
okay,
gift.
bye. If they want a PS5,
Boy,
get
that
it. You ain't got to worry about
that should
nothing
be
else.
it.
I'm telling
Because that
you,
thing is how much is
it's
it?
like 2 something. It's not
thought
that
it was more
bad.
than
I thought it's more than that. I don't know about that. Are
Well,
you sure?
whatever it is,
Well, I
ain't
don't
nobody
know.
getting it because everybody getting denied. So it's still sitting in the back of Walmart. The
Oh,
Walmart
Lord.
workers got it. That's why can't nobody get it. But anyway, that's enough.
Right.
But that's still a good, important thing to think about.
Right. and what
Yeah.
else? Did I finish my question?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
you did.
No, it's fine. What was it?
No, you did. You answered it.
Okay.
We just kind of rolled into talking
Some
about
other
Christmas
things.
gifts with Darnell.
My bad, because I was
No,
thinking
it's
about
cool.
that by you being a single mother. You made me think
Yeah.
about my mother
What she
Yeah.
did.
and what she did, and but I just noticed that she was really good. I remember she made a statement once upon a time. She was like, "I don't really get to buy him whatever he wants throughout the year. So when
Yeah.
it comes to Christmas, girl, I got in trouble one day, and one of her friends said, 'Take his Christmas away or whatever,' and she was like, 'I can't do that to him
Yeah.
because I can't get him
Yeah,
everything he wants. So
throughout the whole
this is the
year.
one day
Uh-huh.
that I
That's
can
why
get
I
him
like
whatever." And she said, "Now afterwards, I'll take his gifts away when he go back to school."
Right.
There you go.
Get a
I think
little
I was-
punishment later.
I think I was cutting up terrible that year or whatever, but
Bad
yeah,
Darnell.
whatever.
Okay, so this is a question I didn't really have on my list,
Oh,
but
here
I
she
wanted
go.
to ask
Don't play around
y'all.
with
Here she
them
go.
now.
But I wanted to know y'all's thoughts. Oh, it sounds so country, y'all's.
That's why it's like I
wanna-
can't talk no other way. I don't know.
Want to get y'all's thought on money and relationships. So y'all have more experience than me. So I'm single, been single for quite a while.
Wait a minute, what you saying?
Man, I'm confused.
Well, I'm confused.
So what I'm saying is, I know for me, I don't have experience sharing expenses with a significant other. It's always just been me, independent. So I'm just wondering, what are y'all thoughts on money and relationships, whether if y'all living together or not living together? Like, what do you feel like you learn from, or what you may do differently, like in your next relationship when it comes to handling money with your
partner?
Yes.
Excuse me. I guess I should be the one to kind of chime in on that. Cleo knows why. Everybody knows. Stop playing games, Cleo.
Right.
But
she's trying to put it off on
like it's just based on question for Stephanie what she meant to say.
Well,
Darnell too.
No, I have.
You got
want to
some
go ahead?
experience too.
I mean,
I just think that's a lot of discussion.
You said an experience or a few or what? Like how you wanted me to?
Oh, just kind of overall, just based on your past experience with money and relationships.
As far as
like
just with relationships with money, you kind of gotta. It's big to both be on the same page, man, because money will end your relationship. It's that crucial that if like you're with a person that's a big spender and you're a saver, I don't know.
That ain't gonna work out.
I think the person that's a big spender might need to submit to the saver, because I don't see how they would work if this person constantly spending and they argue all the time and the other person just want to save. I had that moment with a guy I was with. I can't even say their name. I don't want to put him out there, but he know who he is. He was just real serious on saving it. He'll almost let you go without just to save money. Like it was like a bill about to get cut off. Are you really just gonna save him?
Yeah, I don't believe in dying for a saving now.
And so it's just like, you can't, but it's other stuff that you liked about him and you wish it would work. It's like that little one thing really was like a deal breaker for me. It's like, no, you ain't gonna let me suffer or go without because you're trying to save. Like that's just too much for me.
But that's the point. Isn't that the point of the savings though? Like so that when
for
something like that for emergencies or whatever.
Yeah. And then I was one. So that was one, and then I was the one that was more of the. I was one of the more of the saver on this end of the relationship. On this other relationship, marriage I was in, whatever. That person was more so the biggest spender, and I was a saver. So it just wasn't. It didn't work. So that's why I said you got to kind of have a communication. You got to get together and be like, listen, it's fine to spend. We'll let you have your money, but let's save this amount first. Mm-hmm. Then we'll say, okay, this is time we can spend. You got to kind of like have some discipline between each other, because
it has to be a happy medium.
That will make you so mad if you kind of trying to save this money. You be like, hey, what happened to the money? What? Oh, well, I just went on and did. No, we don't play them type of games. Like you got to be on, because that will just end. That'll end your stuff. Yeah. Money. That's a big deal breaker, man. You can't play with that. So, and like you say, you can love something about people. You can love them and all that works. But when you get in the same household and you start, your stuff is my stuff, it's like, hold up now.
Yeah.
I was attracted to something else, and I don't think that, your spending habits are going to work for my lifestyle. That this ain't going to work.
You got to have that community.
It worked over there with you because we're separate. But now when we're together, like, hold on, you dipping into my finances, and I don't know how I'm going to take that. So, I think that's a big one. Like, you got to be on the same page, or it just ain't going to work.
You most definitely have to have, my last relationship I was with my boyfriend for 8 years. You most definitely have to have communication or whatever. He kind of paid for everything. I was kind of like, when I say I shook my 20s, I shook them. I shook it. But the one thing that I took away from that, now I did offer like to pay stuff. I wasn't just all the way trifling because I just wasn't raised like that. Mm-hmm. But he just wouldn't let me. So then when someone tell you no so many times when you trying to do something, you just kind of be like, okay, I'm not doing it. Like I'm not gonna do this no more. But but the one thing that for me is that you most definitely got to have that communication, because then I got into that mode of just swiping the card, and then he'll have something to do. And I don't bought a plane ticket to come home from school. And he don't. What you giving me my money? Like, so you most definitely gotta have that communication when you're in a relationship and their finances involved. And one thing that I will say that what I took away from that is that I don't want to be in that predicament anymore of where he's the only one paying for things, or I'm the only one paying for things. I think I kind of, for me, want to be able to have something to bring to the table financially or whatever, which is why I'm kind of hesitant to jump into something or whatever, because I just want to make sure that I know I know your relationship is not always about money or whatever,
No, it shouldn't be.
but it's just kind of like I want to be sure that if he say I want to go eat or something like that, or I need some gas, or whatever, now he could be the big breadwinner. I don't mind that. Like that's that's okay. But I want to also just be able to make sure that I can contribute to our household. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing that I took away from my
everybody need to feel purpose.
Relationship or whatever. Yeah. So
I think that would be helpful for people out there that's either been single for a while, or maybe they feel like they want to do something differently in the next relationship. Maybe they are used to being in relationships, but never really got the money thing. Not perfect, because none of us will ever be perfect with money. But I feel like if you leave one relationship and you feel like you didn't do well with money together, you probably start to think about, well, what can I do differently in the next one?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
But I know for me, personally,
can I say something?
Yeah.
I've learned that.
Come on now.
I've made the best decisions, money decisions, by myself. How about that?
Yeah.
That's worked for me. I prosper a little bit better and do more. Because when I'm combined with people, I don't know. I don't know how the people do it. That works together and get it done. More power to them. I'm proud of y'all, but I
think it's a process that you have to sit down and really talk about. It's not something you just jump into when we're all single and used to doing things. We do what works best for us. Yeah. So when there's another human being that's joining you in a unity of living a life together, y'all gotta like sit down. You don't just jump in. You gotta sit down and talk about that. Like, are we gonna have a joint account? Are you going to be mad if I have my own account and you have your own account and we don't have a joint account? I really want to get in a relationship where we have a joint account.
Man, I'm telling you.
So I can have my
that's
own.
The real
so I don't have to touch mine and I can just dip it in there.
Yeah,
and then I know he's going to put majority. You know what I'm saying? But like you literally.
Yeah, man. I'm with that, boo.
But no, like I just think that's, you know, don't play yourself like that, friend, or whatever. You gotta sit down and just have that talk. It's just point blank period. Like you have to sit down and have that talk with your significant other, spouse, husband, boyfriend, whatever it may be. You gotta have that talk because if you don't, then y'all gonna be a mess.
Yeah, we ain't trying to be a mess every day
or whatever.
The whole year.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's stressful.
Sure is.
All right. So next question. We got a few more. I'm gonna kind of get through these. Okay, so what does financial freedom? I'm sorry, what was that?
Wait, first of all, don't check. You don't want to check me. What's that? This ain't that. This ain't that.
Oh, okay.
You might want to just, I don't know, you've been in Texas. Okay, let's bring it back. Let's get back together. Let's get back together now.
Okay, I'm sorry. What did you say? Okay, financial freedom. So I feel like when people hear financial freedom, it means different stuff to different people because we got different interests, we got different needs and wants, different personalities and stuff we want out of life. So I want to know from y'all two, what does financial freedom mean to you? Like, what would that look like?
I think I'm kind of experiencing some of that. Just a little bit. I don't want to say a lot because I'm not trying to put that notion out there that I got it going on. But I think for me, financial freedom is being able to take care of the things that I need to take care of. Like being able to pay my rent or my phone bill and
like clockwork and
not figuring out how I'm going to
put
pay
it back
a bill.
In my account.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I wanted to be just sitting there.
You know?
Yeah. That's pretty much where I'm at.
Like I'm at the point now where don't judge me, y'all. I'm at the point now where I love looking at my bank account and seeing the money that I accumulate in there. But when the bill is due, I'm like, I'll pay it in a couple of days. I want to let this let it linger or whatever. But the fact that when it says You better pay your. So we clicking out. Oh, okay, girl. You ain't got.
Oh yeah, you pay it real quick.
Oh, there
Yeah,
you go.
yeah,
Don't worry about it. It's
right.
that, like that's
Yeah.
that's financial.
And me too. Like
freedom
and,
for me.
And for me to be able to take trips and not have to pay on it early or I just want to get up and say, hey, y'all want to go to Vegas next weekend and just be and they don't have to come back and wonder how I'm gonna put that back and get that back and what I spend penny pinch while I'm traveling and all that. I just want to be like, and then too for my boys, like they going off in the world and they need stuff and they gonna have to to college and they gonna do just life stuff and I just if they want me to, Mom, can you transfer some money in my account? I want to be able to do it. I do it now, but the little things, because they're young, but it's like if they just need something and I just want to transfer my kid, that's the type of financial freedom I want, just being able to just touch my money and not worry about it. And just even too, like when deposits are going in, I don't have to see how much is in there. I don't even know how much I make no more because I don't check it.
Yeah.
Like that. You know what
Prime
I'm saying?
example.
Like I don't have to check my pay stub. That's the type of lifestyle I want to live.
Exactly. Like prime example, like they messed up on my check this week. And I was telling my mom and she was like, oh, okay, just write the whatchamacallit. And I was like, oh, but this is like my bill money check or whatever. You know, you always have your free check. Then you got your responsibility check or whatever. And I was like, this is my cost of living check or something like that. And so, she asked me as a concerned mother, she said, are you able to pay your rent? I said, oh, yeah, I can pay that. Yeah. My statements, it's looking kind of cute or whatever. So I'm good on that notion or whatever. She said, oh, okay, well then, but just the fact that I'm able to say that I'm okay. Right. Or whatever, that I can wait for that mistake to be fixed and still take care of what I need to take care of. Yeah. That's the financial freedom that that I'm starting to feel now that I want or whatever. I've been feeling that for quite some time now. Yeah.
And I think that mine is coming gradually too. Why? Because my boys are getting older. They're not out of the house, of course, but I have a senior, junior, and then a freshman. So, but I'm feeling it a little bit just as they getting older. Like my oldest, they're just not as needy, and they don't. Unless it's just a dire need that they need something from me, they make their own money. They do their own thing. So, and then even like I said, when I just I just traveled to Texas for my birthday, and just being able to just not have to feel like I take something from my kids or that I didn't get to get something for them. I just was able to go and just come back and feel good about it and all that. So, I think that they're getting older and I'm starting to feel, because I've been having kids straight out of high school, so I haven't really just lived. Yeah. Like, the lifestyle of just going and doing what I want to do for me, So I'm starting to feel just able to do stuff without having to just make sure my kids is straight every few minutes. Or
I never thought
financially
that I'd be able to. But even like when I started, professional or turned pro or whatever, I just never thought that I would be at that moment or whatever, because I had to learn how to spend money.
Right, yeah. That's
like when you start making new money, that's why you see a lot of basketball players going to bankrupts or whatever, because we don't know how to spend. So when I started, I was in a different bracket of making money. I wasn't making $400 every paycheck, trying to save this, waiting on the second paycheck to come just so you can pay. Like, y'all know how we used to do. Don't act. Oh, yeah, I don't been there, whatever. You going late on the bill because you want to participate in a TSU homecoming or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
don't forget them.
You know what I'm saying?
But, TSU homecoming, boy, they had your debt.
Man.
Just trying to party.
Not paid that much.
Man. So it's just like.
And everything.
Oh, my
it was
God.
crazy.
Hair, clothes.
VIP.
All the day parties and stuff.
Oh my goodness!
Just
living my electricity, water, rent.
I was like, boom, and I didn't graduate from TSU, but TSU is a part of Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, we all went to TSU in our eyes.
Yeah,
and let's make sure we say Tennessee State University.
I'm Tennessee State University. We don't want to be at Texas.
People say Texas State University was first, and Tennessee State University don't matter.
Oh, girl.
No offense to anyone.
It's so deep with them.
No offense to anyone, but whenever I say TSU, people are like, oh, Texas is first. We were first. So I'm like, okay.
Side note, what's next? What's next question?
Next question is, so it's about money in Black communities. So I want to know, what are y'all thoughts on money and wealth building in Black communities? Like, how can we help each other individually and as a community do better with just even the basic money skills. I feel like sometimes we try to do stuff on our own and kind of not try to support other people, but I do feel like it's important for us to help each other. But I kind of feel like, and no community is perfect, but I feel like in the Black community, I don't want us to feel like if we come from poor or lower income Black communities that we just have to accept how stuff is. Like, we all have these skills and like experiences, and I feel like we can do better, but sometimes we're just not exposed to certain information until late on in life. Like other communities and cultures and neighborhoods, they get information at 18 or in their teens that we would probably get at 30. So it's kind of like we start from scratch in our 30s sometimes. So I just want to know y'all thoughts on what do you feel like we can do with kids or even with the adults in Black communities to help each other do better financially.
Break the cycle. That's one. Like you said, start at, I wouldn't even say start at 18, start freshman year of high school. I think 13, 14 years old is when you need to start, speaking with our young generation, opening up bank accounts, whether it has a checking account or a savings. Just a 13-year-old, $100, 50 here and 50 there. They ain't doing no but spending their money at school or whatever. We pay for everything. Well, y'all pay for everything because I don't have no kids. But like y'all, they pay for everything, so they just need a little something here and there, whatever. And I think supporting our, I've been trying to do that here lately, but I mainly do mine through food businesses because I'm just greedy like that. But I've been trying to like venture off to like do, support like just Black businesses or whatever. I know one of my friends was just naming people who own their Black businesses
that would
on
be
Facebook.
Nice to just have to even just know who they are. For one, the ones that has the Black business, it's just not.
Sometimes we just honestly don't know who you are.
Don't know.
Y'all got these businesses, but y'all ain't telling nobody. Y'all keeping a secret and telling Shaquita and Shaquana and your cousin and your auntie and uncle. Them ain't the only ones that you need to be. You need to be branching out or whatever. But but we gotta act right though.
We do. We got a lot.
We gotta act right. And I'm not saying this is for everybody
Drink
or whatever. You Sprite over there? How about you? What you call it? Oh, your Gatorade.
Oh, I was like, dang, where is it?
We gotta act right. And I think that's one thing that I've been. Whenever someone calls me for a service or whatever, like even with you, I try to just practice that professionalism. Like I know how to do it now, but still try to keep in the habit of just being professional. And I think that's something that us as a Black community we need to really work on, because you can't get mad if another Black person says, I'm not doing this because you're not giving me what I need,
right?
Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You say you support the white people. Well,
I just feel like they sometimes like the white American people, their business, they just run smoother and they're more professional. Like
they're cutthroat. I think they're cutthroat.
Support people
they work with no feelings.
Yeah, they don't. They're not prompt.
They work with no feelings,
and they just got attitude. Everybody's in competition with each other, and it's just some people don't want to help others because they don't want them to be better than them. And it's just just all this little factors, and it's like, why are you?
How many?
Do you want to be the only one wealthy? Like that's what I'm saying. You just it's just so many people that just want to be the only ones, and it's like they reaching to sit with the white people. That's the thing. Like, I'm trying to get up there with the white, but just not bring your people with you to just to build and branch off and make it better. Like that's how the white people do it. They help each other.
Exactly. Like how many of the same thing that's out here on the streets that white people own? Bars.
Right.
That's true.
They just support each other.
Look at this. How many Chinese places are there? Chinese restaurants.
Mexican.
How many Best Walks are there? How many Kabutos and stuff?
It seems like we're the only race that just
partnerships
don't
or whatever. But it seemed like our race, not knocking us, it's just like we have to be the only one to have it or whatever.
And on the I don't own a business, but on the business side of some of the stuff, as far as with the people, I can understand how they say, Black people always want discounts with their own people.
Yeah.
That type of stuff too. We gotta stop doing that. Treat them like you would treat somebody else. We do that. So,
but my friends, though, I've gotten better. I can honestly say that one of my younger days, I'd be like, hook me up or whatever.
Yeah.
But like in my older days,
you kind of respect the hustle.
I'm just like, nah,
you want to help.
You know, I'm gonna use one place or whatever. Shouts out to Rocky Wings or whatever. Deanna, she always. I hope I'm not getting her in trouble. Deanna, she just got married. His sister. Okay, gotcha. Deanna. Yeah. She always tell me, just call me or whatever, boo boo. But I've always supported Rocky. I don't call him Rocky. Damon. And I always say, no, that's fine. I'll pay.
Yeah.
Because that man has worked hard, and I've seen his process there or whatever, and I understand. Like, I was Deanna's coach in high school, so I know where the favoritism is coming from. That's you know what I'm saying. He's supportive of everybody or whatever. So it's just like I don't feel right going in there. And I know she's doing it because we have a coach relation and we turn into friends or whatever. So she just, she messing with me or whatever. Right. And I understand it because I know if I'm really down, Deanna gonna feed me. But I think I did it like one time and I said I don't want to do that because I respect his hustle and I respect his growth. Like just to see.
And just don't nobody want to just go around.
Yeah, you just don't want to keep on just keep getting the handouts and stuff like that. So that's one example of me where I said I think I've like been trying to do better. It's like when people say, "Now I'm not opposed to it."
Right, yeah.
Let's be clear.
All right, I mean, I'm gonna accept a blessing now.
I accept a blessing.
Now, I ain't gonna go around leeching and just expect something every time.
But me coming in and thinking about it, I was like, nah. So that's something that I've been trying to work on for myself. So, okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's totally fine. I do agree. I was gonna just chime in on that because I used to think that way too, like, the hook me up type of thing. Because you kind of think like, oh, you should be looking out for us, hook us up.
Yeah,
but really,
people,
especially now that I'm like have started my own business, like sometimes we don't realize how much stuff costs for them to really, their products, run their services and stuff. And a lot of times in the beginning when you're building it, you're not really making profits like people think you are.
They say that too as you look at those videos.
When you first start, you don't make no money.
You don't make no money. People don't know where people come from, man. Because they haven't went through the process.
Right. So it's like for me, if somebody say they got a new business, whether it's a product or service, like I want to pay what your prices are.
Right.
And I feel like people who like you or value you, they're going to pay for it. And if they don't, then you don't really need them as a customer, I feel like.
Right.
Yeah.
And I never thought like, oh, just because you're my friend or my family, you should support me. Like, I get it. Like, y'all could love me, but I could have some y'all just not really interested in. But maybe y'all will share a post on Facebook or something. I feel like support is not just buying something.
Yeah, it's just
support is maybe you're liking a post or sharing a post or telling your friends of other people to see if they might be interested in buying it. So I feel like support in that way too, but I do feel like a lot of people feel like they should get a discount or, feel like because we're a black business.
And I do think that not to cut you off, I just think we need to have more resources like on how to find the money and just how to start businesses and just we don't even know. Some people just do it on look. They start from the kitchen and they go by there and they start getting people and then they and they go get builders and they just sell out of places and all that. So we don't really know.
So that's another thing that
we work from the it's so many loans and stuff and grants all that type of stuff that you can get to invest in instead of doing. That's kind of why a lot of people in our race some of them go the illegal way as fast as money to get to it because it's kind of hard to get that kind of money to start a real running business without doing it that way the illegal way because we don't know how.
That's true.
And that's the thing when the ones that get those businesses. They don't. When they get up there, they forget about it. They don't care about everybody else, and they don't.
Because they don't work
give you
so
the run,
hard.
They don't work so hard. They don't really care to go back and start over and show people. But I'm the type that if I know how to do something, and I'm successful at it, and somebody asks me, I look at it as a privilege because it's like you look up to me enough to ask. Because people just really want to see other people just stay down there and they up here. Yeah. I don't like that. That's not my thing. I want to help everybody. And if, like I said, if you look to me for advice on some stuff like that,
I'm gonna tell you.
I feel like you admire my work. You really respect me. Yeah. So I don't mind telling you.
Right.
So.
But y'all want to piggyback off of that when you said about getting going the illegal route or whatever. I think sometimes us as a black community, we know what to do because we've talked to the other people, but because of our skin tone or our skin color, we ain't getting all the yeses or the final stamp to get the loan. So we have no choice but to go the other route or whatever. So I mean, I don't want to knock it and say it's always just we don't know. We're not a dumb race.
Right.
We're not dumb or whatever.
True.
I mean, not in this time. It's too much out there for us to research, Google, ask this questions, this, that, and the third or whatever. I just think that we still still trying to make some progress in fairness with our community financially.
Right. I do agree with that. So. Because I do feel like, if we do try to get funding, either borrowing, there are times where you could be really qualified and you could still get a no.
And they tell you no.
Even if you're trying to start a business, cash flowing it, using your own money, and there's like a way you have to set that up and plan a certain way where you're not going into debt in your business. But it's like ways to be successful both ways. And I feel like we should talk more about it and have more people who have actually done it before to come in these neighborhoods and talk to us about it. And like you said, yes, we could Google and research things, but I think it takes sometimes we need to see more people talking to us on a regular basis and not just going to the good neighborhoods or the good schools and talking to them students or I just feel like we all should have, people say we should have equal opportunities, but sometimes it's not equal. But we got to create our own opportunities and we got to figure out how can we make us better. So I totally agree. Okay, so next one is, so this is just some fun Q&A. I'm just going to ask you guys some questions. It's just because I feel like it's really important to have these money conversations, but I think it's important to have fun, do things that makes us smile and relax and just, get to know each other better. So I want the people out there.
I'm going to say, dang, we don't know each other.
I want the people out there to get to know you all better. And hey, you guys may say some stuff that I might be like, So I'm going to ask a question and then one can go first and then the next. So first one is, what is your favorite food?
I don't have a favorite food.
Oh, a food that you like the most.
Ooh, turnip greens.
It's the same thing. Turnip greens, really?
I love turnip greens. Like a good with a turkey leg or a good little.
I mean, I'm gonna say
a little ham hock.
Okay. I'm gonna just say chicken because I can eat chicken in any kind of restaurant, from Mexican to hot chicken to if the Chinese people really use a chicken to everything is chicken in it. So chicken, I like chicken. I basically that is a favorite food. You can eat it any kind of way.
Too.
Baked, fried, everything.
Grilled,
all that. You hungry, ain't you? Calm down, Cleo.
We finna eat.
All right. Okay. So favorite movie.
Jurassic Park.
I wouldn't have expected that.
I didn't either. But I love that movie. Goodness, I
like the original or like
1993.
Yeah,
1993.
Okay.
The Jurassic Park. It's like it's my password. Ooh, not. Well, I never know that. It's one of my passwords or
you
whatever.
You have to go switch some stuff up now.
Yeah, but no, like that's like my go-to movie. Or whatever.
Steph.
I got a few. Why you do that?
Or one of your favorite ones. Okay, not the favorite, but one of them.
You say two,
Poetic
and
Justice.
Okay, I like Poetic Justice too.
Love that. I love that Tupac, man. Gorgeous.
Okay, favorite season: winter, summer, spring, fall. I like
think
summer.
Spring.
Both y'all spring? Okay. Okay, so what is your favorite thing to do that doesn't involve making money?
Going to my kids' sports events and hang with my kids.
Okay.
Oh, I can't say mine because it makes me money.
I said favorite thing to do that doesn't involve money. You got something that you like to do that doesn't involve earning money from.
Yeah, right?
Come on. It don't have to be nothing big and dramatic.
I guess going to the skating rink.
There you go. You do love skating ring, man.
Yeah.
You do.
This is true.
It's
you
a
do like
fact.
that.
It's a known fact, people. He's not
okay. So what is your favorite place to travel, or a place that you would like to travel to?
I haven't been as many places as y'all.
Because I've been all over. So,
so I
Yeah, you
can't
I
really
never
say.
thought that I would. The places that I've been to, I never thought in a million years that I would
Yeah.
even
Right, yeah, you've been
step
wild.
a toe on the on
Yeah.
the continent. But I know I am trying to get to.
I want to go to Africa, man.
I'm trying to get
Period.
to Africa. I almost got to Asia.
So where in Africa would you want to go? Or y'all want to
I don't know. I just want to go.
somewhere in Africa?
I know I do want to.
Well-
I want to hit Egypt, but
Okay.
I want to
Yeah.
hit like.
Johannesburg.
So I don't
I would like
care.
to
I
go
don't
there.
care. I just want to go to the continent.
Okay.
Yeah, there you
Just
go.
somewhere.
I want to go to the continent. I would like to hit Egypt. I would like to see the safari
Mhm.
or whatever. I want to see, but I just don't know if I'm about riding in those trucks.
Are you a
But I'm
little
gonna try my
nervous?
best.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not finna golf me.
I know. You got to be
What
prepared
you
for that.
said, that's scary now.
Okay. So what is one thing that makes you happy? This could be a person or a thing or an experience. Something that like genuinely makes you happy that you could just experience it every day.
That's funny.
Well, I'm finna sound real. I would have to just say eating. I don't mean to
Yeah.
sound. I don't mean to sound fat,
Well-
but I mean it's either eating or dancing.
Okay. Yeah.
Like,
Hey, if that's what makes you happy.
or I mean eating, dancing, or performing.
Okay.
That's just something that I just really enjoy, no matter how rough it is on the body or whatever.
Yeah.
How much I say I'm ready to come home, baby. When it's time to turn on them lights, I'm having the time of my life.
Right,
Like, you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Or, yeah,
I like that. Steph, one thing that makes you happy?
sing me.
What's the... I think me, because it just doesn't always happen off of just being in a room and just being around just a group of people, socializing with positive people.
Yeah.
That is dope to me. I mean,
Yeah.
I just exchanging ideas and just having fun with people.
Just that energy.
Just the energy with other. Just yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think people do that much no more. It's crazy.
I think they do. I think
We just need
we're
to find
trying
more.
to get back to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I think we're trying to get back to that,
Yeah, that
especially
makes
as
me
a
happy.
community
Yeah,
of
I
our
agree.
community. I think we're trying to get
Yeah.
back to that. We straight away.
Doing stuff different. That's just
Yeah.
really what works for me. I mean, like even just this in general, just
Having a good
doing something,
conversation.
just having good conversation with good people and positive vibes. That's it. It's
Yeah.
extremely important to me.
It's like priceless.
There you go.
Okay, so the next one is, and this is the last little question here. So, what would you do if you had $500,000 right now? What is the
Girl.
first 3 things you would do? Quick.
Quick.
Girl,
No,
hold on. Wait a
Oh.
minute.
So, if you had $500,000, what's the first 3 things that you would do? No right or wrong answers, just what's the first 3 things you would do?
I feel like I'm being judged.
No
Right.
judgment. No judgment zone.
The first thing I would do would go buy me a house,
Mhm.
and then buy me some cars and
Mm-hmm.
pay off some debt.
Okay. I like that.
I think I would invest
Mm-hmm.
half of it,
Okay.
buy land. So, yeah, buy some land and then build my own house. And you said 3 things?
Yes.
Right, because I could go on, but I was
Just
like,
the
okay.
first 3 things.
Yeah.
you would do.
Yeah, invest, buy some land so I can build a house on it, and I don't know, make sure my business is stable. Like
Mhm.
whatever, if I'm renting or owning a building for because I eventually want to own a dance studio.
Mhm.
I want to buy
You
the
should.
building,
Yes, friend.
Be the owner.
be the
Yes.
owner
Yeah.
of the building. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
like that. Well, all those is good things, but it's good to kind of like visualize it because you never know how you'll be blessed tomorrow,
You
next week,
don't.
next year.
Don't.
So it's good to already be thinking about what will be the first things.
What
you
about
do.
you? Quick.
Cleo?
Oh, I
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
how you
the
like
first
that?
thing I would do is
Look like we was.
I would take a vacation. I'll be honest. I would
Good
travel
idea. I ain't think
somewhere
about that.
to somewhere away from America.
But you do that already.
But I
What's
don't
something
really
else?
I would go to an island I've never been to before. I just need a few days.
Yeah, to
So
just
let
take
me-
it all
let me-
in,
let me
right?
think
Okay.
and relax.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would go to an island just for a few days or maybe a week. Then I would get Frida a house. My mama. I would buy her a house first.
Ooh, I didn't think about my mama.
And
Dang.
then,
I just assumed
And
I
I
buy a
got
house,
two
everybody
of
gonna
them.
live with me.
I didn't even. I already told my mom I'm not putting her
I'm
in
about a
no
bigger
nursing
house.
home.
Yeah.
But she gonna
I'm
be in
about
a
big enough
she
house
gonna-
everybody can live with
it's
me.
gonna be a
So that's
section
what I
bill.
meant when I said buy a
Yeah.
house. The whole
I-
family living in that thing.
right,
okay.
yeah, I would
That's
get her
what
a
I meant.
house. It'd probably be a big house.
I guess you would say it's theirs, the mama house, because that'll be the ones in there, because we'd be on the go, because I
Right.
in my life, so it'll be my mama house.
Ooh, now you make me feel bad. I
The
didn't say
third one-
No,
jacket.
but
That's so
right.
funny.
I said buy a house.
The third one is
That's so
I
good.
would, if I got it right now, I would get Destiny a car. Yeah, those are the first three things I would get. Because, like you said, we could go on and on, but those are the first three things I would get.
I said cars, so y'all heard mine.
Oh, that's
you
true.
said
You
cars.
right.
I got a lot of people.
She said
dang,
cars.
And I
she
mean
said
everybody getting one, because I don't
cars.
want nobody calling me for
Right.
that.
I ain't giving you no ride.
No,
okay.
and that ain't gonna be nothing fancy either. It's gonna be
That's
just
true.
right.
So now we're going to move on to the financial
Let me check
affirmation
this.
cards.
Hold on, y'all. I don't want to get. Okay.
So I'm about to.
So I'm
Okay, we good. Yeah, I'm still. This is after
Alright,
this.
I just wanna make
After
sure
this,
I
we
got it.
have
Here
one
come
more
in.
question and we're done. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm basically going to randomly pick a financial affirmation.
Oh, I thought those were business cards.
Kind of both.
Oh,
But
okay.
there's an affirmation on one side.
Okay.
So when I pick one, I'm gonna do you first, Darnell, and you just have to tell me your thoughts about it. Like, how does it make you feel, or how does it relate to your own personal journey?
Hold on. Okay.
Damn, from the card.
Not, okay.
Okay, I have an abundant mindset.
Can I get another?
Oh my gosh, you don't like that one?
No.
What you mean? Okay, fine. Just you.
Girl,
just
give
don't
me.
like-
Listen, I am not in school this week. Give me a word that I ain't got to think about. I gotta tell you abundance.
I have extra money to help others.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
What are your thoughts? How does it make you feel, and how does it relate, or how does it relate to your own journey? Quick.
It makes me. Rude.
Okay, go ahead.
Nah, that honestly makes me feel really, really good. And how does it relate to my journey? Is that me coming up, not being really having that financial freedom, as you would say. I had a lot of people who always gave me money financially, or whatever. So just now that road has kind of turned a little bit, that I'm able to pay it forward.
Okay.
I'm able to, if someone calls on me, I'm able to say, I might be a little hesitant because that just ain't gonna never stop. But I ain't gonna let you fail because you didn't let me fall. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
just being able to return the favor
Yeah.
is something
I got you,
that that makes me happy.
Okay. The next one is.
I gotta do another one.
I'm sorry. This is one that's for Stephanie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you better have some words for me right there too, then. That's the case.
So the abundance of a mindset.
Actually,
girl.
I think I'm gonna go and ask them if we can have like 10 more minutes.
Just wait till they come.
Just wait till you come in. Come on.
Okay.
We can write this up.
Okay.
Look at she nervous.
I am open and ready to receive wealth.
Man, I am. I am seriously, because I've seriously removed a lot of just negative and people that's been kind of, I feel like, just haven't been helping me flourish or helping me so I'm like, now I've removed those slackers and those leeches and those people that just really wasn't, pouring into me and just lifting me up to change my financial ways and the stuff I'm doing. I'm just stuck in a space. So I think that now I'm just kind of like I've gotten older, I'm wiser, and then my kids are, they're getting it and they're getting up and out of the way, and so I'm just ready to just take in all the blessings and all the wealth so that I can just help other people. I think I'm getting that space now, that age, to where it's time for me to, help other people. But only the ones that want to help themselves.
Right.
So just I feel
I ain't
like
mad at that.
I feel like I'm there. I'm ready to kind of take it all in, man.
Well, it makes me smile hearing y'all thoughts on those affirmations, although you had me read you a second one.
I sure did.
But
Anyway. Give me a hard one.
Right.
So, these are the final words. This is the last question. So, sometimes we are asked, what advice would we give our younger selves? But I want to know, what advice would you give yourself right in this moment? And this could be about anything that has to do with our life. But just what quick advice would you give yourself in this moment, in this present moment?
So did you just ask us 2 questions in one?
Us the same.
Because you said what I would tell my younger self.
But she said
All
she
the
wants to
same.
know now.
Yeah, we
Okay.
usually
In this
ask
moment.
ourselves. You know how people usually ask us, well, what advice would you give your younger self?
Gotcha. Okay.
But want to know, what would we
okay.
tell ourselves like right now?
Mine would be better, still do better, and go harder.
I like that. Love it, actually.
Mine would be you really you got to put yourself first, and put yourself first. You can't pour from an empty cup. So I feel like I would have told myself just was focusing on myself, and if I would have bettered myself ahead of time. If I was just more focused on me and not helping others and being there for other people, I feel like that I would have been more successful and able to help people at this time that I can't do what I'm supposed to do for.
Right.
So I just feel like you said, you got to put yourself first, and then everything else will fall in place. You can help other people. I would have did that instead of just trying to make sure I'm pleasing everybody. All you do is please people. All I've done. So now it's kind of my turn, but I would have did it before. It would have been better, I feel like.
I love that too. But I just wish we could sit here and talk for 8 hours, but I know we have to cut it short because it's, a show. But I wanted to thank you, Darnell, and thank you, Stephanie,
No problem.
for just taking the time to sit here with me. I know you guys have busy schedules and have so many other things you could be doing.
And blessed.
But
There you go.
but I appreciate y'all sitting here, and of course, I want us to be able to have more conversations because we all can dig deep in all kind of topics. So I'm really excited and looking forward to having y'all come back on the show. But I want you all to tell the people out there, how can they connect with you, or how can they support you in any way?
Well, you can connect with me through Facebook. My name is Darnell McClain, or through Instagram. I'm not really big on social media, and it's my nickname, Nellape, Nellape. If you just want any advice on just dance as far as in the professional world, internationally, or if you just need me for a little choreography piece, or you want me to be a part, whatever.
I don't have a professional services for you. I don't do any of that, but I am good at just being a listening ear and just helping people, excuse me, just get through their problems. I just give it to you raw and uncut. So if you want an honest opinion from me, and you want some real stuff that ain't nobody gonna be, I'm not gonna be yes man and all that. Hey, and I've done a lot. About 36 years, I've been through some things, man. So I could really give some good advice.
Telling people age.
It is what it is by the age. 36, and I'm blessed. But But anyway, contact. I'm on Facebook, Stephanie Holt. Nothing major going on here. Just contact me through that way if you need. I don't put out my phone number, so I don't have an email. Right. And I'm on Instagram, but it's not public. It's not public, so I don't.
Yeah.
Just.
I mean, mine is private too, so.
Oh, that's totally okay. If that way, people, if they want to connect with you all, reach out to you, or share their feedback or thoughts on this episode, they can reach out to you. But of course, it'll be all in the show notes. So for those of you listening or watching, you'll be able to get the details on how to connect with them there. But the show is over at this moment. But there will be more episodes with Darnell and Steph, so I'm looking forward to that. But although it's the end of the show, before I go, I just want to encourage you to just do your best every single day. And as you navigate through your financial journey, don't wonder what if, take a risk. Bye-bye.
It's Cleo.
So yeah, the music.
It's
Yeah.
Cleo.
You can be financially free with Cleo.